You guys, Stella got her groove back. Lately, I've been in sort of like a makeup rut where I really enjoy doing my makeup. I'm not over makeup. What I mean is, creatively, I'm kind of like, I feel like all my tutorials look the same, or I just want to do really heavy mascara and eyeliner and call it a day. I haven't really found a palette in a long time that really burns a fire inside of me where I'm like, I want to do a series of tutorials. Like, that hasn't happened in a hot minute. So when I bought the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, it arrived. I was like, okay, I kind of like you, but let's give you a test drive. Lord have mercy, it was just like something inside of me exploded, and I want to use this palette every day. So if you guys haven't heard of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, where have you been? But it is a really beautiful warm tone palette inspired by the Renaissance period and their artwork. I did a tutorial using this palette already, but I just couldn't put it down, and I was like, maybe I should do a second tutorial using this palette since I've already done a Is It Worth the Hype and a previous tutorial. Whatever, you know, I just can't get enough, and I want everyone to be just as excited as I am. So I did use this palette, but I also jumped into my oldies but goodies into my makeup stash, and I wanted to whip out new inspiration, and I used an additional product which you guys will see in the tutorial, but I think that's enough for a long introduction. So if you guys want to see how I achieved this look, then just keep watching. Let's go ahead and get started. I already primed my eye using the Kat Von D high voltage eye primer. I really like using this primer because it dries down matte. It dries down almost powdery, so it helps blend out eyeshadows. And you can see it's a really beautiful sort of like a yellow base. So if you have neutral to golden undertones, it would be a really good option. Now you can tell it's darker than my skin tone, and I still like to use it. I feel like it does a really good job as a full-on complete eyelid area base. Now what I'm going to do is take a flat shader brush, and I'm actually cleaning it on one of these color switch type thingamajigs. And I'm going to take this brush from WetnWild. It's just a giant fluffy shader brush. And I'm going to dip it into the color. Do not laugh at my messy palette. I'm going to dip it into this color. And that's going to go underneath the eyebrow all the way down to my crease. Now I'm going to go in with a blending brush like this one, and that's going to go into the color Raw Sienna. That's this shade right here. You guys love my beautifully clean palette, don't you? You guys know how I am with my stuff. Like, everything has to be sparkling clean. But when you're doing a tutorial, there's too much happening. There's too much going on, so it's gonna have to get cleaned until the end. So this is gonna be our transition shade. So you kind of have to go back in over and over and over and over until you get your desired intensity. And now I'm going to go back into my color switch, and this is actually one that I'm trying out from BH Cosmetics. It's not the VeraMona one, which you guys know I already love. I'm obsessed with it. But this one's a new one that I'm testing out. Then I'm going to go in with that same brush and this color right here, and that's going to go into the crease, as close to the crease as you can. So we just kind of want to deepen things up, and we want to add an extra dimension of color. Since we're using a fuchsia toned red almost, it's like a pinkish red on the lid, we want to help out with the transition. We're going to take a flat shader brush like this one. Initially I started using a smaller one like this one from WetnWild, and it was just way too small. So we're going to take a flat shader brush like this $1 one from e.l.f. We're going to dip it into the shade Love Letter. That's this beautiful, almost like fuchsia type red. And that is going to go on the inner and outer portion of our eyelid. But I'm going to wet it with Max Fix Plus. And initially I didn't do that, so I had to go back and forth until I achieved the intensity of this red eyeshadow. Can you guys see that? Isn't that crazy? So that's gonna go on the first third and the outer third of my eyelid. Now take a more precise crease brush and we're gonna go in with that same color. I mean, the littlest bit that you can take, the smallest, tiniest amount, and you want it to be dry, and that's going to go in the crease, and it's going to be to kind of soften out any harsh lines. It'll take a little bit. It's kind of a process, so take your time. So this is one of those looks that is not hard, it just has a lot of steps, like a lot of back and forth, back and forth. Go back in with the fluffy blending brush, the transitional shade that you use, the raw Sienna in our case, and that's gonna go gently to kind of bring it back up. After we do that, we're going to go in with the other color. What's the other color that we used? That like burnt orange. So we're gonna go with that one. We're gonna put that back in. And then after we've successfully done all that, then we can go back and do the star of the show, that middle color that you guys see right there. And again, we need to wet our brush. So take your flat shader brush. If you have a different one, even better. And I'm gonna go into this Too Faced eyeshadow called Petals to the Metal. It's a really beautiful, almost like peacock colored eyeshadow. So pack your brush and then take your, whatever liquid you're using, whatever liquid agent. And that's gonna go on the center of the lid. And this is gonna be another one of those steps where you have to go back and forth, so that it, you know, it's so smooth transition between the colors. For an extra pop of something something, we're gonna go in with MAC's Boom Boom Room. This is one of those razzle dazzle sparkle shadows, whatever. It was limited edition last year for like the disco collection, but I think, I almost want to say I'm certain that they brought it back as a permanent color because everyone went bonkers over it. So take Boom Boom Room from MAC on that shader brush, wet it, and that's going to go on the center of the lid. Really gently. This one has glitter, so you want to be careful. This is kind of one of those eye looks that you want to do before you do your foundation. I just feel weird about that. I don't like to do my foundation after my eyeshadow. I don't know. I can't figure out my life that way. So I clean up if I have to afterwards. So that's just gonna go on the center, and then we're gonna do the bottom, and that pretty much completes the look. So what I'm gonna do is wipe off the excess on that brush, and I'm going to dip it into the Too Faced eyeshadow again, this one right here. And that's gonna go on the lower lash line just by itself. Just gonna drag it on the lower lash line all by itself. Nothing crazy. I'm not even using eyeliner in this tutorial, just eyeshadow. Now go in with your favorite mascara, and you guys are done with this look. So you see it's super easy, like always, but it has extra steps, and it has the MAC Fix Plus, and it has extra brushes. You guys know usually we use like, what, 2 brushes? So we got a little fancy today. What can I say, you guys? Super easy, right? Super easy dance time. Okay, this one was not super easy. Well, no, it was. All of my tutorials are easy, but this one was a little bit longer, and I honestly, I think I stopped doing tutorials like this, or eye looks, not tutorials, eye looks. I think I stopped doing eye looks like this because I'm always busy. I always have something to do, or there's always a child screaming. And I was just like, I don't have the time to go back and build and blend, build and blend, build and blend. And that's basically what this look is kind of building and blending and building and blending and packing and blending. I was like, oh, I'm so over that. But today I was feeling very artsy and sort of makeup artisty. So we came up with this. Now, if you guys do not have MAC's Boom Boom Room, there are a couple options that are very similar. So that's MAC's Boom Boom Room. You can see it's like a burgundy turquoise duochrome. There is Urban Decay's Solstice is very similar. You could see that. And these two are chunky, so they're flaky and like, they're almost like a flaky shadow, not like crusty flaky, but like a flake, almost like those Stila Magnificent foil metals, whatever. They're kind of like that. But if you want a creamy alternative, and you guys were able to get my quad with ColourPop, Kindness is also very similar to these, but it's more of a creamier formula, so you don't have to foil it with Max Fix Plus or anything like that. So this is definitely my favorite, but I didn't want to use it because this was a limited edition quad and you can't find it anymore. But those other two are really great alternatives. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will link the other tutorial and my Is It Worth the Hype video in the description box below, along with all the other products that I used in case you guys want to create this look at home. I'm pretty sure you guys could come up with something very similar even if you do not have this palette. If you're a warm eyeshadow fan like I am, I'm sure you're gonna find something similar. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And like always, if you found this video useful, entertaining, or learned something,